Uh, I woke up like this. Not really. I meant to take my vitamins. It's literally a vegan iron supplement, but I feel weird when I say that word. Like I'm being metaphoric. I should have stayed. I should have stayed with. I should have stayed with. I should have stayed with Miss November. I'm pretty sure she's Miss November with me. Oh, Sagittarius. Oh, Scorpio. I should have stayed with Miss November. I should have listened to the God Told Me to Make Dance Music album. And I should have sang it for her. And I should have danced. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Jaden. Did I say your name already today? Where's my brush? I should have taught her how to sing Leaning on the Everlasting Arms with me. Uh-oh, it changed. And then I let it go. Like I let it go on purpose. Oh. Yes, I'm by the Kundalini based in the base of my spine. By the Kundalini, a twitch, twitch, twitch dance vested in me. Humankind is wired to the beat of the drum, of the everything. If you're not a dancer, you're mistaken. I'm not dressed to dance on YouTube. Arguably, I'm not dressed to sit on YouTube. Why do I feel like my dress is backwards? It just doesn't fit me right. It's like, ugh. I cracked like that, not because I'm sad. I watched November. Oops, now I'm just calling her November. I watched November explode like a supernova. November. Maybe it was the donut she ate for breakfast. I had to hold back crying for hours. For hours. I'm staring at November and she's singing. That's an understatement. November is singing. That's an understatement. And November is somersaulting. I was gonna burst into tears the moment she started rocking back and forth, just like me. All day here, she started rocking back and forth, and I went with her. And I was gonna start crying the whole time for like hours. For like hours, I had tears in my eyes that were so hard not to let go. And the only reason I didn't let go is because I didn't want to tell her why I was crying. I almost asked her, like, have your mom and dad ever cried because they love you so much? Like, have you ever seen your mom and dad cry because you're the most beautiful thing they've ever seen and because they love you so much? Do you know what it's like to love something so much that you start crying? I was going to have to ask her that question because I was going to burst into tears. But I held it together. Like I had to start journaling actually because I wasn't gonna hold it together. I had to start writing. I had to get away, or I was gonna cry actually. I think of November had been 7 years older, I would have cried, but whatever. I didn't want to explain to her that the tears were because of how magical she was. And how much I liked her song. Like, yeah, you sang me to beyond tears. Oh my God. And I'm used to having, I'm like, that's what I do all day. I sing myself to tears. Oh. Oh my God. I'll be honest. What I want to do the most is teach November multiplication before she has to learn it. It's like the next math thing. In fact, I manifest that she's better at this than I am already, and that she just teaches me everything when I try to teach her anything. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to buy flashcards and we're gonna play what's 7 times 7? It's 49. I have numeric dyslexia, but I could multiply and I could divide. After that, I had numeric dyslexia and it ruined my life. And as an adult, all I needed to do was just go handle my numeric dyslexia. But part of numeric dyslexia is it making you anxious, or your anxiety makes it worse, and it kind of like snowballs or ricochets, or it causes anxiety. When I think of November, I think of it not being 100 degrees finally. Maybe. Do you know that where I'm from, it can be 109 degrees Fahrenheit in October? Try to grow fall crops when it's 109 degrees. You might as well just do it inside of your house. I mean, you have to start it inside of your house if it's still 109 outside. Hi. Thank you, Jaden, with your Jeopardy facts I don't have. We should play Jeopardy together. Oh man, that means something. Oh. Jaden is sharp. I like it. I am November too. Nova, 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 Heimer-Smith. November is my name too. Whenever I go out, the people always shout, weren't you born in November? You're so shiny. Oh my God. Jesus Lord. Krishna Vara, I mean Fiki Arashni. Nora Fiki Ramora Ashni Kara Nivi. Okay. I imagine what I imagined what wait. Nope. Wait. um, I had a spirit. I had a spiritual experience and I saw something that I've seen from the day that I could understand what I was seeing. I've seen a concept in society. There's a concept in society that people talk a lot of terrible things about. And I just thought of this concept and I was able to see it in a different way and feel it in a different way. And it was like one of the most disdainful members of society is actually the most spiritually beautiful. I don't even want to talk about it. Oh, but it's not always spiritually beautiful, and maybe that's the ugliness. Yeah. simultaneously the most disdainful thing and the most beautiful thing. And this is just only disdainful because of capitalism, because of religion, because of societal norms that involve capitalism and religion. I'm coming to terms with the fact that a handful of people dehumanized me mentally, and then I dehumanized myself physically. But you don't have to make the choice that I chose not to make to be human. And it's also a societal norm that would dehumanize you for making this perfectly human choice. And the beauty, the absolute beauty, a cry for something. November, Little Miss November, made me. November. I don't even want to say it because of my platform. I'll protect November to the end of the earth. She scared me. She vivariumed me. She vivariumed me, but it was the most beautiful vivarium, the most beautiful terrarium, the most beautiful fish tank, I'm looking at my existence, and she took it over screaming. She took it over screaming. She took it over somersaulting. And a couple times over perpetually. I'm looking at my best friend, who I can't even look at anymore. I see the shape of the face of my best friend. I see the shape of the face of his mother, who said she would be my mother. I see so many shapes in her face, and her eyes are the brightest eyes, the brightest, happiest, most alive eyes. And they're also like my eyes. I see my my best friend, his mother, who said she would be my mother. Oh. Another ancestor I'm not even gonna name drop. And this entity took over my existence with this level 11 song that never really ended. And I think of this life. I think of this life. This life here. This life where I wake up every day here. I think of this life. I think of this existence. And then I imagine the existence that November just gave me, even for a moment. And I kept on imagining the contrast. And also how much energy it takes to keep up. And the endless complaint of, it's not a complaint, it's an acknowledgement, the plight of every mother. And I'm watching her at level 11 forever. And all I can hear is my own mother on some level. It wasn't like some weird detached experience. It was just me trying to give my all in the same context for a tiny glimpse of a moment, and literally having to reach deep. And then imagining the eternal onslaught of that. No offense. I'm weeping in the beauty, but dear God. Also, I realize the nature of autism doesn't allow you to be the mother that you would always want to be. I would go out on the plank and walk it and say that being autistic and having your own tantrums prevents you from being able to be a legitimate mother in the first place. And yeah. Maybe I always knew that I was too much of a selfish child in the first place. Oh, yeah. When I think of being a mother on purpose in the first place, I think of putting down my very legal crutches, my crutches that are legal, but that would not be okay. If I wanted to be somebody's mother in the real world, even for the 9 months or after that, I just think it's society. It's society that I rejected, not creation. Also, I just don't care anymore. Also, who would I trust with that? Nobody. Trust me, nobody. And the solution there is like I'm supposed to find somebody to trust who wants the exact same thing. And I already know that. And I won't try. The closest I try to that is trying to date guys in the military, because when I try to date a guy in the military, we all know what's happening. The end. Actually, I just saw. I just watched a stand-up comedy of a woman who said that that was her life, and it was heartwarming. She said her husband traveled like 2 out of 4 weeks a year, or 2 out of 4 weeks a month. My bad. And she had a lot of fun with her kids while her husband was working. And I mean, like, if I'm gonna get neglected anyway, no matter what I do, whatever, y'all. So don't mind me. My biological clock is just officially ticking. It's now or never, everyone. I'm at that wonderful stage of a woman's life where they talk a lot of mess about them for going now or never. And I didn't really think I would go now or never, but we're now or nevering. It's real. Get ready, everyone. You're lucky if it was never an option. For me, it might never be an option. I have like birth defects that make it harder for me to have children if I wanted to. That's what they say scientifically. I've never tried. We're getting into adult territory, so we're just gonna turn around with this conversation. But yeah. I think that's a perfectly appropriate thing to say, right? Like, I've never tried to have a child. That's a totally normal human thing to say. Or not say. Like, I did try. I didn't try. I have another statement, which is sort of a loaded statement. But so I think I'll walk away from this statement. But let's just say that for all of my not trying, the human psyche ends up in some interesting situations anyway. Or like, life makes a way. It does. Yeah. But yeah, as I say that my biological clock is ticking, I really do have the image of putting a clock underground to kind of die, because that's what you do underground. And so I'm okay with that. I really am. When I think of the rest of my life, oh, I'm ready to be alone. The very deep alone that comes from not procreating. And you don't have to be alone. You have to make other relationships that didn't come from things that you did in life, like your kids. That's what happened. Yeah. And I have to make relationships with like plants and animals and my other family members that didn't come from me. And I have to make relationships with the earth and the cosmos and maybe the stars if I get some glasses and a telescope or just close my eyes and feel them better. I have to make relationships with philosophy. Um, my last boyfriend talked a lot of crap about me not making enough relationship with books lately. So maybe I should make some relationship with books. Or not. I actually my chat room said that they would buy my book yesterday. And that's like $40. So dang. um so I'm supposed to write some books and the books are going to be my children and the music is already heck of my yeah, I'm busy. I think I should also just go open a daycare. I'm gonna open a daycare for those types of internet girls because we all know what we're doing and it's whatever. And we're not gonna do anything weird. In fact, we're gonna take our kids out of that life. So, yeah. I need to go get my early education units from the nearest local community college so I can go feed some kids some vegetables like carrots. In fact, where's my carrot juice? That sounds weird, but it's not like I mean like beta carrot. I mean like vitamin A, y'all. Like amino acids and like multiplication for real. I'm a teacher. That would be good because yeah, yeah, yeah. In fact, I could probably go fund that, not to like depend on other people, but that could be a real vision. Also, whatever. Just whatever. Whenever I think of doing like real businesses in the real world, I get super autistic, I get super agoraphobic, and I hide in myself. Like I am actually I would be a gambler and a business person is a gambler. I would be all up in the world if I didn't have such a profound level of social PTSD. And I just don't want any part of it. The whole world. Oh, I don't want a part of the whole world to the extent that I I'm all I've always wanted to be a mother, and I call BS because I should harbor. Oh, I'm such a Buddhist. I am not guilty about the things in my life that I should be guilty about anymore. Like I tell you, I always wanted to be a mother, and then I have to call mega BS because I had a big opportunity to be nothing but a single mom in a household. No offense, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not saying that the world didn't attempt to get moved, but I had an opportunity to be every bit of a mother I wanted to be, but they weren't my kids. And I am so guilty of not being exactly a mother in every capacity that I could ever be. And I remember facing that like a long time ago. I want to say like I want to say like 14 years ago, that thing hit me so hard. Like I had the power to be absolutely the world for two babies. And I didn't because I was too tired, because I was too sick, because I was too angry, because it wasn't my problem. And I am so sorry. Also, I had some weird, no, I was like bent in the head and I didn't know how beautiful a person I really was. I thought I was an ugly, terrible person and that everywhere that I went would be better without me. That's kind of what my mother taught me now that I say that, which is incredible. But I actually thought that I was a terrible person in that household. And I thought that when I left, everything was going to get better. I thought that when I left, the person that I was, I thought that when I left my first husband, who didn't, who we didn't get married because we weren't old enough. Before the relationship fell apart in the first place, and we didn't even know what addiction was. We hadn't had our first rodeos in the first place. Well, he knew, I didn't. Let me rephrase that. He knew. He didn't protect himself, but he knew. I didn't really know. Because if my mother would have taught me word for word about addiction, she would have had to face her own addictions. She would have had a 10-year-old telling her, Mommy, don't be an addict. So she deliberately did not teach me addiction as a concept, which was so beautiful in some way. I remember having my where was this? It's probably in my mid-20s when I had the aha moment. And my mother bragged about being a child psychologist. My mother bragged about it was weird. My mother inspired me to be very intelligent because she bragged about how smart she was while making questionable decisions. And she felt like she was so smart. And I'm not saying that my mother was stupid, but I'm not saying, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. But how can you be smart if you don't treat yourself well? How can you be smart if you do terrible things to your body? You're not. How can you be smart if you do terrible things to your children while bragging about how smart you are? My real mother, who gave me the bad things at 12. Yeah. Who brought around the bad things. she would brag about knowing so much about child psychology and child development while blinking the blank out of her own children. Oh, and then the greatest part of all that was I actually took a child development. I have a tiny bit of high school. I started to tell this story. Oh my God, my dad did tune in just for me to call him dumb. And it was great. We talked about it, which was so great. Thank you, YouTube, for bringing me closer to my father. Oh my God, it was great. Anyway, please make my mom tune in so we can argue about what she did. Namaste. Anyway. I'm joking about arguing. It's not really an arguing, it's a discussion. My dad and I didn't argue. We discussed it very perfectly. Anyway. Ooh, I'm not. Ooh. Hey, Jaden. If you and me were just talking in a room, ooh, why would it not? Oh, because I love my dad. Oh, and I respect his reputation in society. My sarcasm. I want to tell Jaden a story from when I was 15, but I don't. But anybody who is anybody could read in between the lines. So let's just say that I was karmically dispositioned to have weird pressure from, yeah. I want to. I actually feel uncomfortable not telling it because what do I owe anything? But I do. I don't. Everything's great. Let's do the spirit. No. I love it when I refuse to let something spiritually go. It sucks that I hate this. Oops, I love this society. Sorry for the hatred. Society, you have enough. I want to talk about something medical that happened to me, but it involves my. I want to involve something medical to. I want to talk about something medical that happened to me when I was 13 or 14. And it involves my girly organs, and I had a medical crisis. A spontaneous medical crisis. Nothing happened to me except my life. Like, I wouldn't face that. I was doing the spiritual pit maneuvers where you let things go, and I hit that wall. And I'm using it tactfully. I wouldn't let that go. Yep, after everything I put myself through, I tried to maintain my beauty because because I knew I was going to be 35 years old and all I wanted was to be with my family. And I maintained my physical body so they wouldn't have to look at me and know how much I put myself through in the first place. It was for my relatives that look just like me. I have some relatives that look just like me. And they are so beautiful. Oh, it sounds like it's a competition, right? I say it like that because I feel like looking at the people who look just like me made me understand how beautiful I am. And I was like too body dysmorphic or too mentally ill to feel beautiful until I saw how beautiful the people who look like me were. And then it was like, oh, we are beautiful. And call me codependent and call me sick as all get out. But I don't think I really felt beautiful. Until I was beautiful with them, or beautiful like them, or like we were beautiful. And I got to truly see that. Like, and I feel that's like the only thing that defeated my body dysmorphia. For real. Was like, I am beautiful because I look just like them. Or I know that I am beautiful because they're beautiful, we're beautiful, and we're not ugly, we're not terrible. That's the thing. That's the thing. I tell you that I hate society. Society gave me a reason. And it's terrible that when I say society, what I'm talking about is like 10 people's children bullied the hell out of me, the hell into me. And you can say that you can't really blame your school bullies for the trajectory of your whole life, but when they bully you out of higher education, they are changing the trajectory of your whole life. And when you're autistic and all of your, I am autistic or worse. Anyway, sorry that I said that, but I mean, or more deeply socially affected. Worse is a terrible word to use. But when you're talking about struggling in society and talking about whether or not you can keep a job or see straight as a person, oh Lord, better or worse seems to exist. Anyway, you can say that you can't blame the whole trajectory of your life on 10 high school bullies or 10 element. I didn't even make it to high school, really. I was done by then. I mean, I went to less than a year of it, and it was broken up in patches and meaningless as far as an education. Oops, I almost dropped the name of my high school that actually meant something educationally. But anyway, uh I'm not an independent woman. I live in a housing crisis land, and I'll just say it. To get a one-bedroom apartment, it costs at least $2,000 a month for the bare necessities, barely scraping by. It costs like $2,000 a month for, and that's without health insurance. That is scraping by. It costs $2,000 a month to be independent, to live. I just need to move, obviously. Need to get the hell out of here. Anyway, I make $1,000 a month currently, and I could work harder and smarter, but I make $1,000 a month, and that's not enough money to be independent. Yes, I clean the heck out of myself. I bully everyone else into bathing because they're not taking care of themselves. I'm that person. I don't bully them. I encourage them lovingly, but with insistence. Anyway. Yeah, but that's not independence. Independence is. Oh no! Independence is someone is never gonna come home and do something terrible to you. And I've never had that. I'm not frustrated. I'm just doomed. Which sounds funny, but I'm not really doomed. I just have to sit here for a couple more months, and then they might pay me to sing. They'll either reject me or I'll get paid to sing then. Also, I have a lot of things that I can sell at the I have a lot of clothes that I can list to sell that are I can't wear 90% of the clothes that I own, that I can't wear them anymore because of my physical disability doesn't allow me to wear clothes. I mean, just this is super comfortable, super lightweight, super loose. It hurts my shoulders. It makes my muscles seize up. Wait, the seizure is passing through me. Uh, my muscles are currently unhappy with my life, so it's one big constant. That made me feel better. My life hurts so much, my body cannot stand it. But that's just passing through me. And someday I'll have a life. I saw something. I'm kind of looking into their eyes. I'm gonna look into their eyes. I'm sorry that I ever wanted to be blind. That's not true. I'm sorry that my mental illness ever made me think that I wanted to do anything terrible, because that's the worst part. That is the worst part. Knowing who you are and who you want to be, and being so mentally ill that you can't figure out how to be that person anymore. Okay. Haven't you consented to worse? Yeah. What's your worst fear? What you absolutely deserve? Why do you fear what you karmically deserve? Why do you fear? Oh, I just breathed, breath, and I could feel my gallbladder seize. That's probably something to be afraid of, but not really. You're gonna name. Ha 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 ha. 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 I made you for what I was made for. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I made you what I was made for. I made you for what I was made for. Hidden on my side. The purest hedonism inside. The most innocent fun inside. to carry a tune. I'll teach you how to lift a tune as heavy as a freight train. I'll teach you how to carry a tune as hard-hitting as a freight train. I'll teach you every hedonism, almost every hedonism. I'll teach you where to find every pattern, every ounce of sacred geometry, 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 everything they ever worshipped, every god they ever worshipped, every prayer beat, every prayer beat will line your walls with every god. Line your walls with every dragon. Line your walls with every goddess. Line your walls with every planet. Line your walls with all the science. Line your walls with all the journey. Line your walls with all your mother's philosophy. Line your walls with all your grandmother's rage towards righteousness. Line all your walls with all my dreams. Line all your walls with all my hopes. Line all your walls with all the blood. Line all my walls with my tears. Something less than a horror movie. Something less than a horror film. Something less than a nightmare. You know what your worst fear is. 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 You know what? Ah! Would I go through that to carry you? Would I go through that to look you in your eyes? Would I go through all the eyes? I wouldn't go through the eyes anymore. I'm facing what I don't want to be. I'm facing what I don't want to be. You know, as I'm going through this today, I realized that I talked earlier about people talking derogatively about this experience. Oh, if my heart oh, whoops, I forgot. I forgot. Oh, shoot. This was 2021. Whoops, I name dropped my life with the date. Oh, man. This ticket started and I finished it 3 years ago, and I forgot. And I had the ticket talked out of me. I forgot that I had the ticking talked out of me. Oh, that's a hard one to forget. But I need a tissue and I have one, so I'm gonna go get one. Be right back. I had the ticking talked out of me in 2021. Oh, I forgot. Oh my god. Bruh. So I knew my PC might be running low on battery. Does it say might? It says you might want to plug it in when it's like imperative. That's funny. Were you looking for your laptop to die? No? Okay. So, epiphany, that might seem obvious, but this is why they tell you to go to talk therapy. So you can talk this stuff out. Because you already know this stuff about you yourself. You lived your own life, so you're fully aware, unless you have a bad memory. God bless your heart. I have a wicked memory, so I'm fully aware of what just happened to me. More than I'd like to be, probably. Oh, no, it's good. It's a tool. It's good. I like my memory. God help us all. So I knew that I laid down my soul. I knew in my ooh, that's a bad screen. Am I getting texted? What is happening? I don't know why this phone is suddenly making noises. So I knew I laid down my soul in this situation, but I never thought of it as laying down my biological clock. And I absolutely did. And so let's take a look at that for a minute. That was 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or something like that. 4 years ago. Wow, maybe 5 years ago. It was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I laid down the biological clock to take it out. I mean, I gave my biological clock to a husband, to a man I was willing to marry, and that's an interesting album. I made songs about it. I forgot about. Okay, so I made songs about one of the worst things that ever happened to me, and then I forgot about it, and then my Suno played it, ran. It didn't. I don't There's no. I don't think there's a shuffle button. Maybe there is. That would be cool. But Suno, I was playing the song before that song, and Suno just rolled into that song, and it was like the scariest thing I had ever heard. It was like the scary. I don't know if it's just me. I don't. I think it might be just me because it's my experience, but even if it is just me, it was still like the scariest thing I have ever experienced from a piece of media. It was weird. It was like the scariest movie I've ever seen, but just the song. Because it was my scariest movie. Songs are powerful, man. They hold energy. I don't even want to release that song really, but I will someday. Because, oh my God. Anyway, this is refreshing to me. This is a little bit dangerous maybe because this live stream, yeah, it is actually really dangerous. This live stream made me face the fact that I was brave enough to do this 5 years ago, and I had it black-eyed out of me, blacked-eyed out of me, and I didn't try. Oh no! Dang, the world tried, and I said no. I knew that. Oh man, talk therapy is too much. People are like, no, I want to watch TV. Oh man, God told me to do it again. And I said no because I was in love with your favorite wood number 5. And I still am. He's my favorite wood number 5. I got really mad at him the other day because of all that. Because of everything. And I'm good at oh no. I'm good at making men think that they want to have a family with me and then making them change their minds. Cheers. I'm not good at that. I'm being hella joking. Or that's passing through me. Oh. Huh. Oh no. Let's not. Let's just never. Yeah. I wanted to give myself to the earth instead. But I find myself never wanting to go outside again these days. Sometimes in the middle of summer, I give up and I wait until next spring to be alive again. This was oh god, this was my climate got taken away this year. I haven't really read about how strange it really was. Also, I know that my climate was having the hottest it's ever been, and other parts were hot of my country were hot, hotter than normal. And my part of my country was super cool, but everyone's just been calling it blessing, 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 blessing. And I said I was gonna get scared if it was 30 degrees below normal. What? And it was. Okay, but okay, well, I don't want to tell you what I'm afraid of. Oh, but I'm okay, I know what I should do. It's August. I'm afraid it's going to snow. They've been saying it's going to do the opposite of snow here. They've been saying the climate's going to change so it doesn't. They changed the zones. there's gardening zones that help people know what to plant based on where they live in my country, because my country has a lot of different climates. Even like sometimes there's mountains and valleys, and you go 100 miles that way and it's a different climate. And then there's the coast, which is a different climate from the mountains and the valleys, and then the plains, and then there's like a big chunk of the sameness. And then you go north and it gets different because of the latitude. Or is it? I'm pretty sure it's latitude and not longitude, but my bad if I'm a funny cam girl who said it wrong. Oh my god, Mr. Your favorite. I've been informed that I'm free romantically, and that I'm free to go have children with whoever I want and not be in love with whoever I want. I feel so free now, and so not like I just had all the spiritual experiences that I described of choking on attempting to do so. Now I'm suddenly free. Yay. um yeah. Kind of want to talk about the throat chakra experience I had this weekend, because homie's gonna put me on blast telling me I have the opportunity to move on. Let's see. He thinks that I haven't talked about being full-blown schizophrenic here, and that I never talked about deserving to get dumped or being literally crazy, which is not the case. But which of my actions would you like me to address first, sir? So I guess what he's trying to say is that I'm not this perfect, magical, shining being who deserved matrimony or the truth all the time or consistent understanding or compassion. And I'm not some magical being who didn't deserve to be slandered everywhere. And that's cool. No. Nobody is perfect in a relationship. And as I recall, you broke up with me because I lost my mind and went totally schizophrenic. And that includes having some interesting feelings towards the public. And rather than helping me with my spiritual shortcomings, you decided that that was too much. And I understood that. I didn't understand the exact switch or whatever, but that's not really the point. And I don't really know what you're here to talk about. I was like, when I talk about your wood number 5, all I talk about is the dude that I'm really in love with who doesn't want to date me. So if you want to come here and get mad at me for something, you can. Also, I guess you can ask me to stop talking about you if it is rubbing you the wrong way, because it appears that it's rubbing you the wrong way. So honestly, if you want me to stop talking about you and stop idealizing you, that's another story. At one point, you were my content partner, and we got pretty public. So here I am talking about you, the continuation of our relationship. I do it tactfully because I'm in love with you and I would do anything for you. And I still want to be with you like tomorrow. So, what do you want? Happy birthday, Virgo. Before I forget. Let's stop talking about all the Virgos except for Jaden. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, and well, shout out to the really wonderful Virgos that want to be talked about or that I can't talk about. I'm cool with nothing else being said, honestly, and we can move on with my podcast. Or we can hash this out on the live. I am not even feeling, I am chilling. Ding a ling ding ding. Silver bells. Well, so they're done talking, they're talking something lengthy. This is an interesting social situation. Think I'm stealing myself with the Steeling. Well, do you want to know about how perfect I am in a relationship? So perfect. Oh, you know what? Yep. Oh. Oh yeah. And then the steel melts. It certainly does. I want the fairy tales to be about oh, I just realized he was offended at the name of the broadcast, especially. Well, I wasn't, not that I was innocent and not being catty, but that was more like using different types of love in my life. Sorry, I'm imagining. I'm imagining. uh, I'm sorry. It was too much. Oh, I kind of want to do it, but I really don't want to see it. I want it to. I want it. Okay, so I need somebody else. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. God forgive me for my sins. But my first conclusion, I guess, is that a sin? Depends who you ask. Huh. We're just gonna pray it out. Wait, who? I don't even remember what it was. Oh, it wasn't even that. Yeah, maybe. I tried to say maybe it wasn't even that funny, and they said, "Yeah, maybe it was that funny," and I started laughing again. Okay, please, Lord have mercy. Okay, Jesus, and we're going. What day is it? Is it a Monday? I have no idea what day it is. I think it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Oh, hallelujah, Jaden. Jalen. Oh no, you shouldn't have told me it was August. Gosh darn Leos and Virgos and Leos and Virgos. Why, God? Oh no, happy birthday, you never find me. Never do anything. Never anything. I'm nothing in the emptiness. God help me. Happy birthday, Leos. Wait, why? I don't want it to be August. I give up. August is not good for me. I'm done with August. The whole fudging. In fact, oh, I have to. What am I? Why do I care? What should I do? I should make a really long video talking about how this has affected my life. Oh, look, I found this mouse. This is the mouse that I bought that guy. I bought that guy a laptop so he could talk to me, but he didn't want to. So I took it back because I'm perfect in relationships. Anyway, I found this mouse in the living room and I didn't know it was in the living room, so this is magic. I feel like I manifested this because I left this in my save-a-ho boyfriend. Oh, when that guy didn't want me, my ex-boyfriend saved me from the streets, or worse than that. I hate to say it. And so this is a magical mouse, and maybe if that dude didn't come to my chat room, this mouse would, maybe I don't like it anymore. But anyway, it's funny too because like I bought him the nicest mouse that I've ever bought. What is this button for? There's a button on the side. I manifested it. I didn't manifest it, but it felt like I did. Because I lost my computer mouse like weeks ago, and I don't know where it is. Oh no! Oh my god! Well, sorry. I just saw something on my floor that I can't talk about that I wanted to chuck against the wall. And it was really quite funny. And oh my god, I just remembered a dream I had, and I hate wait, I'm not supposed to hate things. I'm supposed to love everything. But why didn't I make the grade? Oh, love. I used to love everything. And then I lost the sauce and the face and the spoon and the bowl and the pasta and the crust. And I just heard something scary outside, but God is my whatever, so I shall not whatever. Anyway, no, I don't want what I'm whining about wanting, which is a problem. I really do feel some kind of like I just want to sit here until it's over. I don't want what some human part of me wants, and I can't even say it because it is like an argument inside of myself. But it's not, see, uh, yep, you have to be willing to give everything and trust somebody else. And I wouldn't. Oh, and the times that I would, I gave it to somebody else because I'm perfect. And I'm okay with that. I think the world just has a way of influencing one. And but I think I'm also really, I think that I'm really mentally ill and autistic. And that I can't feel or see or imagine a life outside of my little existence. And I did start to describe since 2016 I have tried to, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna count that one. 8. I'm gonna count that one. I will. 9. Since 2016, I have tried to live 9 different places. And it has been invariably gosh darn awful. Well, that doesn't even count the 10th place that I actually am now. So 10 places. Since 2016, I have attempted to live 10 places. And if we go backwards just a little bit, it starts adding up ridiculously. And if you go far enough, I was just endlessly homeless, like for reals. How, when I think that I've tried to live 10 places in 16 years, or since 2016, which is just 9 years, 10 years. I feel a little bit better because it's not like I didn't try. It's not like I didn't desperately try. It's not like I didn't run away and desperately try over and over and over and over and over. So it feels a little better, but always being back, and I struggle with. Ooh, it's so funny. You want to know what's hilarious? All day when I'm on YouTube Live, I feel so grateful to be here, like by myself with you all. I feel so grateful to have a fridge full of food that I can eat when I'm done being too whatever to eat. I feel so grateful that the expectations here are very low socially, if any. I mean, I get to set my own bar and be as active doing things as I want to be, which is such a blessing for for a schizophrenic or an autistic girl or somebody who's a girl, a woman person, whatever. For a schizophrenic person who's really suffering, to have this much quiet and control over your environment is more valuable than I can ever explain. um, but at the same time, I'm not happy. And a lot of the day, I struggle with being. No, I don't struggle. I spiritually blap myself, and I'm like, I am grateful. I'm super grateful. I actually tell my roommate all the time that I'm grateful. Like, I use the word grateful and I acknowledge it these days because it's hecka real. Um, where am I going with this? But it's nice to go there even if I just bomb there. But oh, I was saying that I sit here and I talk about how grateful I am and how I need to be grateful, and then how do I say this? How do I say this? I talk about being grateful all day, and then I'm not alone anymore, and I feel less grateful. And suddenly I'm like, okay, no, I was the right amount of grateful when I wasn't grateful. And I'm like, no, I desperately need to be alone again, or I need to be somewhere else desperately. And that's fun. But no, this is the best place I've ever been. And I struggle that it's still, my life needs to be better and I need to make it better. And yeah. Oh, by the way, 5 years ago, I didn't owe the IRS anything, and I had $3,000 saved up, and I owed the IRS nothing. And I had $3,000, and I was supposed to get myself a new life. I already had a new life, and that was the situation that I ended up with two black eyes, and I know that really altered the trajectory of my life. I didn't financially recover from that. I went into a dark place. I spent all of my money, and then it just got worse. And I totally register that I should have taken. I had $3,000. I just couldn't do anything. I don't even actually remember what exactly happened after that. I know that I got clean. I don't remember. Oh, I don't know. At the end. I got clean and I spent all my money. Usually it goes the other way. But if you have like problems with everything, then you're gonna have problems with money. And I just didn't know how to feed myself with my gallbladder problems, really. So I spent a lot of money on things trying to get out of pain, like health food, like supplements and turmeric roots, desperately trying to not be paralyzed. And that's why I went into debt for real. I was buying health shots because I couldn't walk. I have the, I'm not even exaggerating. The, I have the receipts. That's a good thing though. Like, I look at everything I bought in the last 3 or 4 years, and I'm so like okay with everything mostly. So it's like, what are you gonna do? I just feel like my country is impossible. Which is not true. It's the land of opportunity, and there really are other economic situations that are much more impossible than mine. My mental health is not there, and my physical endurance is unfortunately not always there. But yeah. Oh, if you saw my YouTube short about my crappy shower, something really weird happened. One of the other neighbors they shut off the water for everybody. I don't know why they have the lever, but they do. So, hi, Gussie cutie. So, yesterday my water it was a tiny trickle. It was the worst shower I've ever had in my life. And I blame the landlord, but it wasn't their fault. But what I said still kind of stands. I'm crying because life is so beautiful, and my PTSD prevented me from. I don't want to say what. Lots of things. No, well, luckily it was like 94 degrees outside. It was like 90 degrees outside, and I didn't have the air conditioner on, so the house was not gonna be cold. The house being cold is not a problem. So but it was a tiny bit of warm water. It's like lukewarm water. It wasn't warm, but it being cold wasn't a problem. The water pressure was sad. But anyway, it's fixed. What was even sadder is I couldn't water the backyard very well, and I was already neglecting it. So this was like a weird karmic thing, like you better water because you're not always guaranteed water, and it was creepy. Like I got a big spiritual check. I feel like that's all it was, like a big karmic blap. And my roommate actually tried to water the front garden and he couldn't. And I'm still neglecting Even though it's 9 a.m., I'm still neglecting it right now. I'm a bad lady. Welcome to my life. Oh, I bought an air mattress. It's making me want to go camping so bad. The air mattress is better than the bed that I sleep on. I need to, I need to, yeah, I need to, buy a tent. Is that what I was gonna say? I feel like I just want to go camping in my roommate's giant car because we can just put the seats down and put the air mattress in there and call it a day. But yeah. Uh-huh. But yeah, I feel like I should clear out the living room. There's a bunch of my stuff in the corner of the living room. Because I'm so perfect to be in a relationship with. All right, confession. I bought dishes and then I use paper plates forever. I bought a new set of dishes and then I use paper plates for eternity. Hi. I know. I have like being homeless is like permanent camping where you never go home. Or like it's camping and you only go to Starbucks and then the wild. But yeah. Shantytown Monopoly. All the railroads are Starbucks. Oh my god. I just learned my microphone is not plugged in. I'm sitting here with my mic and it's not plugged in. Y'all. Well, did I turn the mouse off? Sorry I didn't warn y'all I was gonna redo the mic. Cause it wasn't working and I didn't know it, but I should have warned you. Hi. Bro. Kelly, were you here when Max oops, dang it. Were you here when Mr. Your number 721 Jacob was here? Oh man. I'm not gonna lie, he owes me like
3 Christian namings. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fun. I was wondering why he was so particularly offended. And then I remembered the name of the broadcast, but the name of the broadcast was about like me facing the fact that I want my own family. And it wasn't really, it kind of was some kind of jab at him, but not really, really, really. And the whole hours has been about a lot about just my family for reals. Yeah, but I was literally talking about my biological clock, and I sang to some whatever. What was I gonna call them? What did I just call it? Oh, the someone else that I love got offended that I wanted to love someone else. I was like, go do it then. Nothing's stopping you except your spiritual body, by the way. So cool. But fun. That's why? Fun. Well, now I'm enlightened as to how I'm not perfect. So this was fun. The coals? You call it the coals. Does it burn? Your coals were fun, darling. Being raked over your coals were fun, darling. The coals. If you feel like being in a relationship with me was coals, then that says a lot anyway, and was a lot of the problem in the first place. No, you don't. You really don't own that. And besides the point, I've been lecturing you for years now, and you're implying that I don't own everything I am. But yeah, this whole relationship, I've asked you not to call yourself a POS. And here you are at my job calling yourself a POS. You've just been trying to prove it? This, like, Please look at your message. Please look at your message. No, because I can't say. I'm not allowed to say it. Oh, I'm not allowed to say it. And I'm really, really asking you legitimately. Because I really try to tell you exactly my experience in my life and my everything. Please look at the message, because I can't. You put me somewhere where I can't even say it. You put me somewhere where I can't even say it again. You put me somewhere where I can't say it. You're not gonna talk, you're not gonna answer me? You're not. Okay. He's not talking to me now. I couldn't say what happened to me because I'll get in trouble. I couldn't say what happened to me because I will get in trouble. I couldn't say what happened to me. I can't even talk about what goes on in my mind. I can't even talk about what goes on in my mind. I can't even talk. No. I will get they'll take me off and I'll never get anything. You're talking? Okay. No one's asking you. Wow. Nope. No. When I read your words, I have things in my head that I can't say, or they'll take me away. When I read your words, they say, no one's asking you to wait for anything. Did I say that you said to wait for anything? No, you said you have nothing for me. What is there to face? You come here and say what to me? That you didn't say to wait for me? I never said you did. What else did you say say to me? You fully support me trying to live my best life. Well, thanks. What else did you say to me? All my videos and lives talk about what you did. No, they don't. Not all of them. You're just one person that I talk about sometimes. What else did you say to me? I'm never going to get to where I express to wanting to without a just to. You can make whatever videos you want, and so will I, darling. What else did you say to me? At taking accountability for my own actions? I am in and out of mental institutions. Why would you want to date me? Why is it surprising you left me? It's not. Okay, have we addressed everything you said to me enough? This is my job. You know it is. You're absolutely delusional if you think you're not coming to my job right now. Okay, thank you. Thank you. We've addressed everything you've said to me. I worked through my psychotic symptoms. I really don't have anything to say. And if you're trying to make me love you less, well, that's interesting. You know what? If you're going to be one of the weird people who says this isn't my job suddenly, then you can get the hell out of here. You're one of the weird people who says this isn't my job. So, no, you're not. This is the weirdest thing you've ever done to me, dude. You told your next girlfriend that you were scared I was going to come to your job and do something. You just came to my job and did something. You're freaking psycho. Blocked. What a freaking psycho. How do you think I bought your shampoo if this isn't my job? Like, I'm a cam girl. You're insane. How do you think I shampooed that hair you don't have? Now. Well, this is the part of the broadcast while this is the part of the broadcast when I stare into outer space and try not to give in to my intrusive thoughts, which are very specific. Wow. What an idiot. What an idiot. Well, I'm so intelligent. I'm so perfect and he's so imperfect. What could I ever tell my fans in my echo chamber? Ooh. That would. You don't even know what happens in my echo chamber. You should be so lucky to hear yourself in my echo chamber. Clamor to get out of my echo chamber, won't you? Clamor. I understand so much about schizophrenia. Here, let me bleep, 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 bleep you at your job. Then tell you your job isn't your job. Okay. I believe you. You're so smart and you're so suddenly wise. I'm a demon. Mockery from the grave. I understand so much about schizophrenia now. I understand so much about schizophrenia now. How much schizophrenia do I need before I'm done?